Across Queensland, you're watching a 7 News documentary on the flood of 2011.
Brisbane and Ipswich at least received some warning. The deadly wall of water that struck Toowoomba and the Lockyer Valley arrived unannounced. The result can only be described as sheer terror.
I'm so glad I parked at the front today.
Australia's second largest inland city.
Oh, look at this. This is amazing.
Toowoomba, the garden city, lost under a torrent.
Oh, that is horrible.
Unofficial records of up to 200 millimetres of rain in 2 hours. And with the ground liquid after weeks of rain, every drop ran off with ferocious speed, sweeping cars and people away. Emergency services responded to 90 calls for help.
What hit Toowoomba could perhaps best be described as an inland instant tsunami.
It didn't resemble flood damage. Buildings were ripped apart, 50 businesses smashed.
I was in here with my 2 girls, had one standing on a table, and my oldest girl swam out. I swam with her and I threw our little girl.
Shoppers and drivers were rescued in the main street. Jordan and Donna Rice were the first to die. More rain then fell on the side of the Toowoomba Range, surging down into Murphy's Creek and the Lockyer Valley.
This is nothing I have ever seen before. When we came over, there was a wall of water. It was 2.5 metres high. There were rapids and it was roaring over the Warrego Highway. As it came through from Helidon, they're calling it a storm surge, it burst through houses, sheds and cars. We saw families on top of their roofs waiting to be rescued.
People were stuck in trees. Water lapped over roofs. Lockyer Creek was at a record level. A family inside their car was washed away from the Warrego Highway. They climbed onto the roof. The mother and son survived. 40-year-old James Perry was washed away. Downstream, hundreds of people caught in the path of the surge.
Oh my God, Barry's company built us with all our treasures in it. Oh my God. What are we going to do? How do we rebuild this?
How do we survive, Mum?
No.
When it breaks through the windows, the house is going to be flooded. We need to get onto the roof.
It's like the evilest thing I've ever seen. There's a wall of death coming towards us, eh?
Your old house, Trusty, that you used to live in Harris Street, she's just washed clean off the stumps, Dan. Clean off the stumps.
Marty Warburton shot this video from the roof of his Grantham service station.
And seeing bodies float past, thinking that they're trying to swim, you know, because the water was that turbulent, it was just throwing them around, and you'd lean down to try and grab them, and then you'd realise that they're already gone.
Only roofs offered protection until homes began washing away. Murphy's Creek, Whithcott and Grantham were devastated. Dozens of people needed saving. This was the sight confronting the crew of the Emergency Management Queensland helicopter. Senior pilot Mark Kempton was at the controls as his team searched for survivors. Then a family was spotted. 5 on the roof of this one house. Rescuers dropped down to pluck each person to safety. 2 little boys. Three women. Then off next door to save a man clutching desperately to the gutter of his roof. Person after person, house after house. It was just the start.
People waving to us, people pointing to other people in the water, in trees, literally hanging by their fingertips. So we just started from the western edge of town and winched as many people as we could. We loaded the aircraft up to the gunnels in the back with people and then landed and put them out and went and returned and did it again. I looked over my shoulder in between flights and people were just there in shock, you know, and stunned horror, I think, about what had happened and the realisation that they've been saved. It doesn't matter how many people, you know, you save, what you do, you always want to just get someone else, one more, you know, you want to get everyone, you know, and you just can't, and that's really frustrating.
And when the water subsided, unbelievable damage. Homes washed away. Where to start looking for the people? Some had been washed 80 kilometres away.
We just can't find them. They're just not there.
A general warning for flash flooding covered southeast Queensland, but no specific warning to the towns in danger.
It was something which any forecaster in the world may not have issued a warning for, so it was exceptional.
Independent meteorologist Anthony Cornelius posted concerns on a Weather Chasers website 4.5 hours before official warnings.
Look, I think there were some fairly strong indications that look, this storm was going to be quite intense. So just that the setup of the day certainly was quite indicative that there was going to be some significant flash flooding from any large, slow-moving thunderstorms.
That night, 43 lives were saved by helicopter. Mark Kempton is proud of his team. But while he was off saving lives, his family's own house went under at Yeronga. A hero who put others first. His family wouldn't have wanted it any other way. They, like many others, were helped by total strangers.
And Mark, like many of those hit by floodwater, wasn't insured for flood damage.
What the people of the Lockyer Valley endured certainly puts the experience of those of us in the city into perspective.
Next, we follow the water as it flows into Ipswich, where the heritage city faced its great test.
And a Vietnam veteran rallies to save champion horses.
I'm a horseman myself, and no way in the world could I see a horse trigger. Yeah, old girl. Hey.